Welcome, disciples. You've entered the world of Lost Me Halo, where a drunken sailor preaches nonsense that somehow makes sense. No maps, no morals, just hot takes and hallucinations. Grab your coffee, light something unhealthy, because the sermon begins now.
Over the weekend, I watched a game. Don't ask which one, it doesn't matter. They're all the same now. A bunch of well-moisturised men in neon outfits, playing under rules longer than the Indian Constitution, while commentators whisper apologies every time someone breathes too aggressively. Players look like corporate interns with muscles. Every time one of them trips, 10 physiotherapists run in like he's just been shot in the war. And by the time they check his pulse, 3 ads have already played telling me to invest in mutual funds. Every bloody game now has more rules than the school I went to. There's a referee for the referee, a camera watching the camera, and if someone sneezes too aggressively, play stops for a review. Forget competition, it's just paperwork with cardio. Remember when sport was about guts? Now it's all about hydration breaks and hashtags. There's more hydration than sweat, and more hashtags than goals. Sports used to be about blood, sweat and glory. Now it's about moisturiser, contracts and content calendars. Back in the day, players played because they wanted to win. Now they play because they've signed a 10-page contract with a shaving cream brand that doesn't want their brand ambassador looking too sweaty. There was a time when a player's torn jersey and bloody nose were badges of honour. Now it's a violation of the kit supplier agreement. Take F1, for example. Back in the day, you had James Hunt, a man who basically ran on cigarettes, champagne and chaos. He'd party all night, roll out of bed, a model on each arm, pull on a helmet still smelling of perfume and pussy juice, and somehow win the Grand Prix. The man won a world championship powered purely by nicotine and testosterone. Then there was Ayrton Senna. That man didn't drive a car, he wrestled God for control. Every lap was a brush with death, and he loved it. When Senna drove, you didn't blink, you just prayed. He didn't care about tyre strategy or data analysis. He drove to win or die trying, and somehow made both look poetic. Watch his onboard lap at Monaco and tell me you don't feel goosebumps. That was artistry. That was danger. That was racing. You watched it because there was danger. Because every lap felt like Russian roulette with engines. Once upon a time, watching Formula One was like watching a pack of madmen strapped into metal missiles powered by arrogance and jet fuel. You didn't watch for the race. You watched because at least one car would end up upside down in flames, and the driver would crawl out, light a cigarette and ask, "Who won?" Now we've got Lewis Hamilton, who's brilliant, sure, but every time I see him, he's wearing something that looks like it fell out of a Milan runway. Don't get me wrong, fashion's cool, but I'd rather my drivers smell like burnt rubber than rose oil and Dior. The cars look like they were designed by IKEA. Every corner has 10 marshals, 3 medics, and 1 emotionally supportive coach. They've made it too safe. I'm not saying I want drivers to die, but I do want them to think they might. That's what made it exciting. Fear, adrenaline. The feeling that these guys were either going to win or explode. That was the thrill. You could feel the tension, the danger, the raw stupidity. Now, it's just tyre strategy and carbon footprint management. Football's gone the same way. Remember Roy Keane? The man looked like he'd fight his own teammates just for stretching wrong. He didn't press you. He ended you. Now we've got players collapsing over light contact and holding their faces like they've been slapped by Zeus. The pitch wasn't just a field, it was a Ferguson temper simulator, smarter than the VAR, scarier than any demon you'd find under your bed. Guys like Wayne Rooney, John Terry and Patrick Vieira treated the pitch like a pub fight with grass. They'd 2-foot tackle you, flirt with your girlfriend in the tunnel and still get man of the match. Now players go down faster than my Wi-Fi on match day, Cricket's just as bad. Players used to actually fight. Now the worst thing that happens is someone doesn't like someone's Instagram story. I love the sport, but the IPL has turned it into a circus. There's a drone cam, 10 million sponsors per wicket, and more slow-motion replays than an Hector Kapoor soap. Between every over there's an advert. Toothpaste, fantasy apps, shampoo, some guy screaming, "Download Dream 11!" while you're just trying to sip your beer in peace. The logos are everywhere. Jerseys look like discount banners. There's cred on the chest, boat on the arm, mutual fund Sahi High on the bum, and if you zoom in close enough, you'll probably find Micro Max on someone's crotch. Bro, I came here to watch Kohli hit boundaries, and not his wife telling me what laminate is good for my kitchen. You can't even sledge anyone anymore. Say a single, mildly offensive thing on the field, and you're trending on Twitter faster than a crypto scam. Sponsors panic, PR teams activate, and suddenly you're on a tearful Instagram live explaining how your comment about someone's mother was taken out of context. What's next? Yellow cards for sarcasm? Fines for eye contact? Everyone's so scared of losing sponsors that half of them speak like HR executives. I miss when athletes were actually insane, when sportsmen were outlaws, when every interview sounded like a threat, not a TED Talk. Now they meditate, post motivational quotes, and go on podcasts to talk about mindset. And then there's technology, the double-edged sword. Sure, it's given us slow-motion replays, ball tracking, and stats that tell us how much sweat someone produced per over. But it's also made watching the game feel like reading a PowerPoint presentation. Every second, there's a graph, a heat map, a win probability chart, a predicted score. But man, it sucked the fun out of it. You can't even celebrate a goal anymore. The guy scores, the crowd goes wild, and suddenly some dude in a dark room is checking if his armpit hair was offside. Technology was supposed to make the games better, but it's made them boring. Even the crowd waits for confirmation before they cheer. It's like watching an accountant verify joy. Now it's just graphs, analysis, and algorithms. It's not did he score, it's according to the predictive model, his expected goal ratio under moderate humidity was 0.48. And everyone's rich. Stupid rich. I saw a stat that said a footballer makes more money in one Instagram post than an entire engineering batch earns in 5 years. And these are the same guys who trip on grass and cry for a penalty, up against people whose hobby is skydiving out of their hostel windows. Half of them earn more for holding a water bottle than your dad earned in 10 years. Don't get me wrong, I'm not jealous. Okay, maybe a little. But I'm just saying, if you're going to make 30 crore rupees a season, at least give me something worth watching. Hit someone. Miss. Break a stump. Throw a bat. Just feel alive, for God's sake. I want my footballers to dive like they've been shot. I want my cricketers to yell, fight, throw shade, get fined, and laugh about it later. I want my F1 drivers to finish the race looking like they've seen death and told him to piss off. Call me old school, but I liked it better when sportsmen had fewer sponsors and more balls. And yet we keep watching, because we remember what it used to be like. We remember Schumacher pushing the limits, Zidane headbutting a man into history, Tendulkar bleeding under a helmet but refusing to go off. Those were moments when sport felt alive. And yeah, I wasn't around for the glory days. I didn't see James Hunt light a cigarette mid-race, or Ayrton Senna wrestle a car like it owed him money, or Viv Richards walk in with nothing but swagger and a bat heavier than my self-respect. But I still look up to them. They weren't athletes so much as lunatics with a purpose. The kind of chaos that made you want to stand up and cheer, not scroll and comment. In the end, maybe I'm just nostalgic. Maybe I miss when sportsmen were men, not marketing assets. When danger was real, not simulated. When F1 cars roared instead of hummed. When team spirit meant you actually fought for your team, not just a hashtag. Because somewhere between progress and PR, we made sports safe, smart, and soulless. And sure, nobody's dying anymore, but Christ, the excitement certainly has. I still live in hope because sports didn't lose its balls, they just sold them to the highest sponsor.